Hey everyone, and welcome. So, today we're tackling a topic that is literally changing lives left and right, but, it rarely comes with an actual instruction manual. We're looking at a compassionate step-by-step playbook for navigating GLP-1 medications, and we're pulling this directly from the GLP-1 high-protein meal prep cookbook. Listen, if you're just starting out on semaglutide or tirzepatide, you've probably already realized that everything you thought you knew about eating needs a serious update. This explainer right here is designed to be your warm, clear, beginner-friendly guide to feeling your absolute best. Okay, let's dive into this.
All right, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll uncover the hidden GLP-1 trap. Next, we're hitting your protein target. Then, we'll look at why meal prep changes everything, followed by some real-world tactics for taming nausea and side effects. And finally, we'll wrap up with the 2-hour Sunday system.
Let's jump right into Section 1. The hidden GLP-1 trap, and really, validating your exact experience.
Okay, so here's the part almost nobody warned you about. By your second or third week, you might sit down for lunch, take, maybe 4 bites, and suddenly realize you are completely, genuinely stuffed. The hunger doesn't just shrink, it practically disappears. I want to reassure you right now, this is not a glitch. That is simply the medication doing its job, slowing down how fast your stomach empties and quieting all that constant food noise in your brain. It is working exactly as designed.
But, that brings us to a really critical question. Yes, the weight is going to come off for sure, but what actually happens to your body when you barely eat and your calorie and protein intake just totally drop off a cliff?
Well, clinical trial data reveals a pretty startling answer. Roughly 25 to 40% of the total weight lost on semaglutide and tirzepatide actually comes from lean body mass, not fat. Think about that for a second. A huge chunk of that weight loss is literally your own muscle. See, when you're taking in only a few hundred calories and barely any protein, your body just does the logical thing. It starts breaking down your muscle for fuel. So you lose weight on the scale, but you're losing strength at the exact same time. This is the hidden trap, and it's exactly what we are going to avoid together.
Moving right along to Section 2. Hitting your protein target and demystifying the numbers.
All right, this right here is your golden target, 90 to 120. Most adults on a GLP-1 need somewhere around 90 to 120 grams of protein every single day just to hold on to their muscle. Seriously, write this number down, go tape it to your fridge right now. Now, obviously, you should always discuss your specific medical targets with your doctor, but this range, this is what the research points to for protecting that precious muscle mass while the fat drops off.
Notice the stark contrast we have here. You just can't eat those 3 big, old-school hero plates of food anymore. Your stomach will literally quit on you. The new GLP-1 way is all about catching your good appetite windows. We do this by spacing out 4 to 6 small, protein-dense mini-meals roughly every 3 to 4 hours. You're eating on your body's new schedule now, not the clock's.
And this brilliantly illustrates what hitting that target actually looks like out in the real world. Just look at these items: a single Greek yogurt, a small 4-ounce piece of chicken, a couple of eggs, a little half cup of cottage cheese, and a scoop of whey protein. You add those all up, and boom, you're at roughly 99 grams of protein. It's completely manageable when you spread it across 5 tiny eating moments. None of this requires you to face a massive, overwhelming plate of food.
Okay, so this brings us to what we call the protein first rule, and it is absolutely crucial. At every meal, every single time, you must eat your protein source before anything else. The reason is kind of brutal, but it's true. Your appetite is going to fade incredibly fast on these meds, sometimes right in the middle of chewing a bite. So whatever you eat first is all your body actually gets. If you fill up on the rice first, the chicken gets left behind, and your muscle pays the price.
Which leads us beautifully into Section 3. Why meal prep changes everything, or as I like to call it, the Wednesday hack. Picture this scenario. It's Wednesday, it's been a long day, you're mildly nauseous, and the smell of a hot stove is just completely unappealing. You are absolutely not going to cook from scratch. You'll either grab some saltine crackers or just eat nothing at all. But if a pre-portioned, high-protein jar of cottage cheese is already waiting for you in the fridge, well, meal prep essentially outsources your willpower. As the cookbook notes, the decision was made on Sunday by a version of you that felt fine. The hungry but nauseous Wednesday version of you just has to open the fridge door.
Let's transition into Section 4, taming nausea and side effects with some practical survival tactics. Okay, the first surprise trick here is temperature. Hot foods and the smell of active cooking are actually major nausea triggers when you're on these medications. So the ultimate hack? Simply don't turn on the stove. Seriously.
Cold, bland, or room temperature foods, things like cold cottage cheese, overnight oats, or maybe a chilled tuna bowl, they go down so much easier when your stomach is unsettled.
Here are your plain language survival tactics for those really rough days. First, pace yourself. Take 20 to 30 minutes for a meal so your brain has time to register fullness. Sip on some ginger or peppermint tea. Definitely build a bad day shelf in your fridge that's just stocked with plain Greek yogurt, applesauce, and bananas. Make sure to drink your 64 to 96 ounces of water between your meals, not gulp down with your food. And hey, remember, if all you can handle is a 90-second liquid freezer smoothie, that is perfectly okay.
Please, please take this to heart. A nausea day is not a failure. It is entirely normal. It just means today is a day you eat smaller, blander, and colder. You've got to give yourself immense grace on these days.
All right, Section 5, the 2-hour Sunday system. This is your meal prep blueprint.
Let's move to this timeline and see how this builds, because the secret to getting all of this done is entirely in the sequencing. You want to start the slowest, hands-off things first. At minute 0, you literally just drop your salsa chicken in the slow cooker and walk away. Boom. Minute 10, start your grains on the stove. Minute 25, while those simmer, load up the oven with chicken thighs and veggies. Minute 55, while the oven does its thing, you quickly cook some ground turkey on the stovetop. Minute 80, while everything is cooling down, you assemble your no-cook jars. And by minute 100, you are simply portioning, labeling, and packing it all up. Easy.
So what exactly are you making during that time? Well, here are some incredibly easy, beginner-friendly prep stars specifically designed for low appetites. We've got egg white and cottage cheese cups you can microwave in 60 seconds, overnight Greek yogurt oats that pack a massive 28 grams of protein with 0 cooking, peanut butter bites for that quick afternoon energy slump, batch shredded salsa chicken, and freezer berry protein smoothie packs that guarantee you're getting 30 grams of protein even on your absolute worst nausea days.
Now, I have to emphasize this. Prepped food only helps if it's actually safe to eat. So here are the cold, hard food safety rules. Cool your food fast in shallow containers. Never, ever leave cooked protein out for more than 2 hours. Grab a Sharpie and some blue painter's tape and date every single lid because trust me, by Thursday, you will not remember what you made on Sunday. And always, always reheat your hot leftovers to a steaming 165 degrees Fahrenheit.
And that brings us to the end of our explainer today. We've covered how to protect your muscle, how to manage your symptoms, and really, how to eat on your body's brand new terms. You are fully capable and equipped to succeed on this journey, I promise you. So I'll leave you with this one empowering question. What will you prep today for your hungry but can't eat Wednesday self? Pick one simple protein, start small, and take care of your body. Thanks so much for joining me.